I'm Sonia Fulayon, and this is my YouTube channel, Mind and Manna. This channel is directed toward Black women who are 55 years of age and older, who are interested in improving their finances so that they can level up to a more intentional way of life that includes freedom, joy, and ease. And today I'm going to be talking about 4 things to keep in mind when traveling outside of the country. So these are four things to keep in mind when traveling abroad. First of all, what I want to say is globalization is that's the way of the world now. Global economies are connected. People are traveling more. They're traveling farther. COVID is, we're going to have to make adjustments to COVID like we do other illnesses now. So people are opening up. Places are opening up, and travel is it's a billion-dollar industry. And the other thing is too, people are also traveling more in regard to their home-based businesses because of the tax write-offs. It's a very important travel tip. So if you don't have a home-based business, and if you're a woman, you should have one because you can save a lot in taxes and your bank account by paying less on your taxable income. I think I said that already, but so the first thing I want to say is documentation. Number one, you need to have your documentation up to par. You need to have an up-to-date passport. And to keep in mind, the thing to keep in mind now is that it may take a little bit longer to get your passport processed under normal channels, just because of global shortages of work. More people are applying for passports now. So you want to make sure that you are applying in plenty of time for your passport. And keep in mind also that many places will not allow you to enter their country if you have 6 months or less time left on your passport. The reason for that is some places will give you a travel visa for maybe 6 months, but they don't want to have you run the risk of having your passport expire, and that can bring about all sorts of other problems that we'll talk about in another video. So the bottom line is, if you're planning to travel abroad, make sure you get your passport, apply for it in plenty of time, and also make sure that your passport is not about to expire before you're about to visit a country. The second one is to remember that visas are going to vary from country to country. They're required in some places, not all. Before you set up your business meeting, because we do talk a lot about the importance of business travel, find out what's required in the country that you're going to visit. If you have an official invitation to attend a residency or a conference, you're presenting a paper, you have a business meeting, a business concern, keep your invitation with you, keep the original with you, keep your documents in a safe place. You can also register your documents oftentimes at the embassy where you're going to visit. Along with your visas the third are your health documents. You want to make sure that your vaccination requirements are up to date. Vaccination requirements vary from country to country. Many African nations will require you to have a malaria vaccine. So you want to consult with your local health department before you travel to make sure that you're ready. You want to also prepare for potential health problems or emergencies while you're away. So make sure that you have travel insurance. Make sure that you have notified your family and loved ones as to where you're going to be, and that you have a plan, an emergency plan, because life can happen, and so you want to make sure that you're covered. Along with that are your medical documents. Make sure that they are available and copied in several places should you become separated from them. So we're talking about your insurance documents, emergency contacts, your medication and your prescriptions, and you want to consider storing them in an online folder so that you can have access to your information if you should somehow become separated from your documents. Again, you want to make sure that you have copies of those things and that they're easily accessible rather. The next thing is when traveling overseas, you want to use the same savvy that you use at home in terms of trying to get around, getting information. But when you're traveling in a foreign country, you want to make sure that you have a local contact who can kind of help you navigate the ropes, who can help you know where the best restaurants are, where the parts of town are you want to avoid, um, where you can get the best prices on things. You can get some inside information on local customs and mannerisms, what's okay and what's not okay. Also, if you have a business contact where you're going, check with them also, because they're also going to be a really good source of information for you when you have your boots on the ground where you're going, so that you can, kind of navigate with a little bit more ease and finesse. So you want to make sure that you have the basics covered when you're about to travel. It's really important to apply for your passport in time. If you have any TSA special check-ins, if you've applied for that, have all your documents in place. Get to where you're going on time. Allow yourself time to get through the customs routines. Be prepared for lines. Just be prepared. Plan ahead. Seek out local support systems and enjoy your trip. So this is just a short one, common sense things. Make sure you have your medical information. Keep your documents on you. I know here in Mexico, if you're not a permanent resident, you must keep your visa papers on you at all times. So know the local customs and the local requirements. Have a good trip and plan ahead for smooth sailing. Okay, please, if you can, like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. I really appreciate your support. If you're interested in learning about my travel club where you can get 70% off your travel, please click on the link that will be at the end of this description. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen tonight. I do have a couple more videos in this series, so thanks a lot for following along and sharing. All right.